this, Chris. Thank you. Our 13 Lessons bus tour is rolling again. The fifth stop is in Shelbyville at the Shelby County Fair.
Yeah, the bus just arrived at City Hall. Let's go to Liz Daly now for a preview of what's coming up today. Liz?
Yes, we had a wonderful welcome here to Shelbyville in Shelby County, and these kids were part of a big welcoming parade. And thank you very much for being here. Now, what are you with? Who are you with?
Camp Major League.
And are you guys having a great time?
Yeah!
What do you do in camp?
We got swimming. We got swimming and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I want to tell you that they walked a long way to welcome us here, and they stepped out of line to get their brats, so someone's saving your place so you'll get lunch, right? Well, let me show you how the city of Shelbyville and all of Shelby County welcomed the Channel 13 Listens bus tour today. We had a wonderful parade with lots and lots of people. We had about 350 kids, a couple of bands. We had a calliope playing for us as well. Bob and Ann and John, and there's John, actually that's Bob and I, and John and Ann and Dave and Bill Meck were here to join in the parade. And then we ended up here at City Hall, and we had a nice greeting here from the mayor and lots of dignitaries here in the city. And most of all, it's just really nice to have everybody in the community come out and welcome us here, because we're happy to be here, and we're going to be here as part of our 13 Listens bus tour all day long. Have you guys been to the fair yet? Yeah! Well, that's where we'll be. We'll be broadcasting live at 5, 5:30, and 6 this evening at the Shelby County Fair. And after that, we'd like to invite everyone to the 13 Listens Town Hall meeting. It'll be in the 40 and 8 building at the fair at 7 o'clock. And we'll be back to talk a little bit more about why the 16,000 folks here in Shelbyville like to call Shelbyville home, and they're proud of it. Bruce and Pat.
All right, and it sounds like you did have an exciting welcome, Liz.
Yes.
All right, see you later.
Yes, indeed. These are the little residents of Shelbyville, because they were all part of a big festive parade this morning. And you just had lunch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they're representing Brownies, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, and regular old folk here in Shelbyville. And what's your name?
Chelsea.
How was lunch? Chelsea? What's your name? I mean, how was lunch today?
Fine.
Fine. And what'd you have?
Hot dog and
Chips.
chips.
And stuff. Good, good. So you needed that because you had a long walk downtown. Let me show you what the greeting was like today. It was a wonderful parade of you were part of 350 kids that were representing many organizations in Shelbyville and Shelby County. We had a couple of high school bands, a marching band. We had a calliope playing. We were able to ride in the parade with the fire truck leading us along the way, and it was just a wonderful afternoon, wonderful greeting here in Shelbyville. And this is our fifth and final stop of our 13 Listens bus tour. And we talked about why people are so proud of Shelbyville. Well, there's a gentleman here, Bob Strasser. Let me have you come over here. He is considered the volunteer extraordinaire. You are the person who actually coordinated the parade, coordinated a lot of the activities, the free food here, because that was donated as well for all the kids. Right. Why are people so proud to live in Shelbyville?
Well, I think that it's partly because it is a small town near a big city, and it's maintained its small town atmosphere. And events like what we put together today to bring Channel 13 to town are the things that we like to do.
Volunteerism is very strong here. You can tell a lot of this could not happen without everyone chipping in to do that. You are a Jefferson Award winner. Congratulations on that. But what else is it that makes Shelbyville a little bit different? You're trying to diversify your economy. You have partnerships with some Japanese businesses as well.
Right. Well, our business base is growing. Once upon a time it was primarily automotive, and now we're getting into other fields. Aircraft. Have a warehousing facility that's recently opened on the north side of town. And I think part of the reason that we've experienced the growth is because we do have people in the community who are willing to step forward and do things to enrich the community as a whole. Several of the things that I'm involved with, the beautification, the volunteers plant the flowers downtown that we all got to enjoy as we came in the parade route. And that's supported by businesses giving funds to the groups that are doing it. And then, we have like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and the Cub Scouts and the Brownies, all the youth activities that are going on in the community. And,
keeps the community going, and Shelbyville is just a warm community. What's the best part about living in Shelbyville?
They have some good food, like
Good food. Oh, that's a good thing. We'll test that good food at the Shelby County Fair. That's where we'll be for our broadcast at 5:30, and 6 o'clock this evening. And we'd also like to invite you to our 13 Listens Town Hall meeting. That'll be at the 40 and 8 building at the Shelby County Fair. That starts at 7 o'clock. Everyone is invited to attend. And all you guys can come as well, okay? Are you going to go to the fair today? Maybe? Probably. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Well, we'll be there, and we'll see you then. Bruce and Pat?
Is there a big sign there that says home of the good food?
Home of the good food, yeah, maybe so.
That'll bring them to town.
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks, Liz.
It is a perfect summer night to take in a Hoosier summer tradition. Tonight, our 1998 Channel 13 bus tour stops at the Shelby County Fair. Good evening, I'm Ann Ryder.
And I'm John Stair. Welcome to Shelbyville. We are right in the heart of the county fair. In fact, the Midway is right behind us there. A lot of rides back there, and of course, the food booths are nearby. We're smelling the caramel corn and the candy apples, and of course, all the brats and everything else that's going on out here tonight.
You know, every city in town on our 1998 bus tour has held some surprises, and boy, did we get one here in Shelbyville today. We'll show you about our incredible welcome. The people here have been so nice and so friendly.
And we are out in force today, too. Bob Gregory is here, Dave Calabro is here, Liz Daly, and Anita Smith as well. So stay with us. We'll have plenty from the Shelby County Fair coming up. But right now, let's go back to the studio where Mark Clegg has the news of the day. Mark?
Well, we had an incredible welcome when we got into Shelbyville today. Unforgettable.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Hundreds of people out there, literally hundreds of people. I think every Boy Scout and Girl Scout in town was out to greet us. And Liz Daly joins us now to show you what it was like when we rolled into town. Liz?
That's absolutely right. Every Boy Scout and Girl Scout in town was there. It was by far the biggest welcome we've had on our 5-city tour, and a great way to wrap up our 13 Listens bus tour. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, representatives from Girls Inc. campers, bands, everyone was out there to welcome us and gave us a nice escort through town. And even the Calliope was there. Here's a look through the eyes of our videographers, Scott Graber and Greg Goggins.
Thanks for coming out. Did you get it? Good, good.
Now that lovely music on the Calliope was played by Morris Finkel, and he said I could play a little bit. Of course, he plays much better than I, and we'll hear more from Morris Finkel a little bit later, and he'll tell you about a little bit of the history of the Calliope as well.
That wasn't bad. Very impressive, Liz.
Not bad at all. She has something to fall back on. She can be a Calliope player, sure. Well, you know, we met with city leaders today at the Hamilton House. That's an historic site here in Shelbyville. In fact, when the house was first opened back in the 1850s, it was the biggest house in town, and it became a restaurant just a few years ago. Now, Shelbyville's economy is very good, and it has the opposite problem from most of the towns we visited on our 13 Listens bus tour this year. Instead of trying to control growth, Shelbyville wants to attract it. Right now, the population grows at a rate of about 1% a year, and city leaders would like to triple that over the next few years.
And that's the thing that modest growth will bring to Shelbyville, is good change through new people, new ideas, and it will help us at the same time preserve this community that we have with its unique representation in the region.
A couple of big selling points here for people interested in looking for a new place to live. It's only 35 minutes from downtown Indianapolis. Real estate prices are relatively low, and because the industrial base here is so built up, property taxes remain well in control too.
Great place to raise a family. We'll have much more from Shelbyville and Shelby County. Let's go back to the studio.
Well, I think they have a weight limitation here. Otherwise, no, not really. But I am amazed at the comments that people say, gee, I look so much thinner in person. Thought I better bring that up. Speaking of going up, let's check out Chapter 13's view of the fair here in Shelby County for you. We're finally getting some sun to break through in the west, so that's not too bad. Here's a look at the numbers for you. 82 officially in Indianapolis now. It's 79 out at the airport. Humidity 60%, but the important thing, northwest wind 12 miles an hour. Our pressure's at 29.97. That's falling. Topped out at 82 today. Our normal high is 86, so that's not too bad. And precip just a trace. We've had 3.46 so far for the month. Well, spinning in, have a look at some of the temperatures. A little decent today, more than yesterday. The warm air, St. Louis, Evansville, and Nashville. Kind of take a look at what's going on in the weather map. There's a big area of high pressure up to the north. That's going to continue to bring milder air our way. So as we zoom into home, you can see clouds cover the southern two-thirds of the state. We're beginning to erode some of that cloudiness now, so we're going to end up with a clear overnight. So that's good news for us. As far as the future track is concerned, we put this in motion and take you through the day Friday on into Saturday. High pressure continues to dominate our weather, so it'll keep all the showers close to the front, that down along the south. So really it's going to be comfortable for the next couple of days. Here's the temperature trend for you, and they're going to continue below normal, but more importantly, no 90-degree air out there. So for tonight, partly cloudy, 70 at 11 o'clock. Through the overnight, it's going to be clear, and then during the day on Friday, mostly sunny skies. Will top out with an 81-degree high. Nice northwest wind. Here's a story for the rest of the weekend now. Temperatures in the low to the mid-80s with partly sunny skies all the way through. The next chance for thunderstorms looks as though that'll come on Monday and Tuesday, so that's not a bad weekend. Give us all a chance to dry out, both the land and the body. Right now, let's get back to where?
We're on the Midway.
Okay.
And we are on the, remember the days when you used to rock and roll and you'd come out and you'd get on those things and you could get off and
without
still
getting
feel
sick?
Okay.
Yeah, those days are long past for me. I'm watching the Ring of Fire over here, and boy, that looks scary, doesn't it?
It looks scary. You know, there is a lot more, though, to Shelby County than the Shelby County Fair.
That's right. This is a city that has a real small-town feel. And Eyewitness News reporter Anita Smith is here now to tell us more about that.
Well, that's right, Ann and John. If I told you about a city that was within a half an hour of Indianapolis, was on an interstate, and had a growing commercial base, you might think of Fishers or Greenwood, Franklin perhaps. Well, I'm talking about Shelbyville. You could call Shelbyville a secret suburb to Indianapolis.
The Bears of the Blue River welcome visitors to Shelbyville's distinctive downtown circle. While on the city's north side, Interstate 74 beckons business and industry with convenient connections to customers nationwide. PK USA is one of Shelbyville's biggest employers. A Japanese firm that manufactures auto parts, PK has added 200 jobs in the past year and tries to combine the best business practices of Japan and the U.S.
Here at PK, we are trying to build our own culture. We are taking the best of the Japanese culture, for example, long-term employment stability, teamwork, and we're also taking the best of the American culture, the need to succeed, to be awarded for good performance, and we're building our own culture.
German-based Knauf Fiberglass is the area's #1 employer, and like PK USA, invests heavily in Shelby County projects.
This is our home. This is our responsibility to make sure that the quality of life here is as good as possible for the employees as well as other people in this community.
Shelby County's Boys and Girls Clubs benefit from generous corporate involvement. Recent fundraising projects targeted an addition to the Boys Club and built a brand new Girls Club. And by this time next summer, the old high school football field will house a new municipal swimming pool. Mayor Betsy Stephen has plenty of other city projects to keep her busy.
We are going to be enlarging our wastewater treatment plant, again, because of our growth, but also because EPA has insisted on it.
Some feel residential growth has not come fast enough. In fact, Shelby County is the slowest growing border county of Indianapolis. Patrick Ault would not mind some new neighbors to spur more local businesses.
If we can get more commuters from Indianapolis to come live here so we can get a bigger array of department stores and retail outlets, sure.
But so far, zoning laws have confined development inside Shelbyville and maintained the county's agricultural flavor.
The developer now has to provide all of the utilities necessary for a site, and that is very expensive, and that has slowed down some of that type of growth that we might appreciate.
So you heard there was a German company here, a Japanese company here. It's interesting. Shelbyville is one of only 28 cities in Indiana that has a sister city relationship with another city around the world. Theirs is with Kambara, Japan. 14 Japanese students will come here in August to spend some time. What the city is working on is getting a year-long student exchange. So a Japanese student would come here for a year, and the Shelbyville student would go over there for a year. It's a small world.
There's a lot going on here, and those who would think that Shelbyville is a sleepy little town would be wrong, because it is an international city, and they have quite a bit to offer anyone.
We have much more to come, but first...
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
You heard it.
Of that hickory wind.
And we'll see who the winners are. For now, let's go back to Shelbyville and the Shelby County Fair. John and Ann.
Well, welcome back. It has been beautiful here. The weather has been just right the whole day. Crowds are starting to gather out here at the fair. It is the sesquicentennial, the 150th anniversary of the fair. That makes it, I believe, the second oldest possibly in the country.
It's a great fair, and a lot of people out here enjoying it at this point in the evening. It's going to be a great night out here, too. The weather's going to be just fine. If you're just joining us, we're broadcasting live from the Shelby County Fair, the fifth and final stop on the 1998 13 Listens bus tour.
So let's get right into our 5:30 news. Again, we have a lot of good things coming up. By the way, a few highlights for you. Mud volleyball going on here at the fair tonight, and also the Hollywood Toyota Stunt Car Show. Yeah. So that should be a big one.
You're going to be playing some mud volleyball tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's right up my alley.
Mud volleyball would be good for you.
Sure,
It's a good sport.
Yeah.
Well, coming up, we're going to show you a restaurant in town here that you'll see some Pacers hanging out in from time to time. And also, Bob Gregory has the weekend forecast. But right now, let's go back to the studio. Where
you know, John and Ann, you could actually do some serious damage to his white shirt if you played mud volleyball.
I could. You know, that might just be reason enough to get involved. You know, we just learned it's the Year of the Hog here at the Shelby County Fair.
That's right. They've been in the swine barn all day having the, is it the hog competition? Is that what it is? Is it the hog competition you folks been doing today? Yeah. All that's still going on all day long. There are many divisions there. You know, Shelbyville supplied Indiana with a governor, a U.S. senator, and the first U.S. vice president to come from Indiana, and he was all the same person, Thomas Hendricks. Let me tell you more about Thomas Hendricks. He lived in this log cabin. It's at the Shelby County Fairgrounds, too. Now, he lived here a long time ago. In fact, not many of you will probably remember him. These days, though, folks from Shelby County come dressed up to remember the time that he lived here. That would be the 1860s. Thomas Hendricks was Grover Cleveland's vice president in 1885, and there's a statue of him on the State House lawn just next to Washington Street. So if you go by and you see that statue, that's a man that's right here from Shelbyville, the first U.S. Vice president to come from Indiana.
A former Pacer has also set up shop here, as a manner of speaking. Vern Fleming will tell you what his interest is when we come back.
When we continue on the 13 Listens 1998 bus tour, stop 5 in Shelbyville.
Back live now on the fifth stop on our summer bus tour, Shelby County. You know, you got to ditch the diet when you come to the fair. It's just in the rules. You can get anything here: funnel cakes, elephant ears, pizza, nachos. But this looks pretty good in here. We got some sweets.
Can I help you?
Whoa!
Look at this.
New job for you, huh?
Look at this caramel apple.
Oh, man.
Does that look good or what? They made this just a few minutes ago. This is the kind of thing we have here. Can I interest you in a candy apple? We have those too.
Yes, you can.
Look at that. Is that the best or what? Now, normally I don't eat a lot of food like this because it does have sugar in it and it would be considered a sweet. So as we know, that's not for me. But if you want to get some really good food in town here, there's one place you might want to go. And our sports director, Dave Calabro, who also knows a thing or two about good food, he joins us now to tell us more about that. Dave?
Yeah, I always find the good food. When you come to Shelbyville, there's a couple of places you can definitely dine. And one of those has a sports twist to it, you might say. Vern Fleming, who played 11 seasons for the Indiana Pacers, has a restaurant in Shelbyville, Indiana. Don Hine takes us on a tour with Vern Fleming.
This is the Vern Fleming who was drafted out of the University of Georgia, a member of Bob Knight's '84 Olympic team, a player whose position was uncertain. Could he play point guard? Well, having thoroughly answered that conundrum, we'll go on the road to find his current whereabouts. out I-74 to exit 113 and the Shelbyville Ramada, where he's placed his signature on Vern Fleming's night spot and restaurant. And it's not his place in name only.
I try to stay on top of it just in case one of them don't show up. I know what I'm supposed to do if somebody ain't there to take care of it.
And that's why Vern's place is one of the places to eat in Shelbyville. He cares about his customers.
One of the secrets to Vern's success here in Shelbyville has been giving the people good service and good food.
And he listens to his customers.
Anytime you're in a restaurant building, you always got to think of yourself and think of what you want when you go to a restaurant. You know, you want it to be clean, nice place, and people who are waiting on you to be nice and friendly. And,
absolutely.
You know, that's what you got to do.
We serve a lot of porterhouse steaks and prime rib.
Ah. That's Kathy, Vern's longtime cook. The potatoes reminded me of my peeling days. Exit rapidly. Number 10's being a team player on the court has translated nicely to his business.
We have to work as a team no matter what job we have. When I played basketball, you have to work as a team. If you can't work as a team, then it's not going to get done right. You're not going to get it right. And so he does tell us. We've heard that a lot.
And there's a soon-to-be Fleming restaurant and bar where the old Churchills used to be in Indianapolis.
So what do you think that's going to be like when you get both restaurants going at the same time?
A headache.
On the road in Shelbyville, I'm Don Hine, 13 Eyewitness Sports.
And we're back live at the Shelby County Fair, where tonight the Toyota Hollywood stunt team is going to be going at it. We just had a beautiful stunt, but we actually missed the cue here. This guy was riding on two wheels. They'll be performing tonight at 7:30. They'll be at the Marion County Fair on Sunday night. Back to you guys. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll have all the latest on Peyton Manning as the negotiations continue.
Just spectacular. You want some sunshine for the weekend?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What are you going to do here tonight? Now, time's up. What are you going to do?
Follow Channel 13 around, try to get on TV.
Oh, is that? Oh, you'll never get on TV here, I don't think, do you?
I'm already on it right now.
Talk to me later. Maybe we can work something out. Okay. More from the from the Shelby County Fair in Shelbyville. Right after we take this time out, we'll see you in just a few minutes.
This is Shelbyville, and so is this. Only this isn't really that. This is what that might look like at the turn of the century.
We didn't try to portray any buildings in Shelbyville because someone would be upset that another one wasn't portrayed.
It's a town without a name inside a museum with a name in a city with a different name, and all three took about as long to build. It was 15 years ago when the idea was hatched to construct an old-fashioned city above a former ballroom.
It was just an idea that someone had, and it took hold like wildfire, and away we went.
Not right away. It took a lot of people working a couple of hours at night, one night a week, for 15 years to complete the museum's permanent display of the streets of Old Shelby, not Shelbyville.
There is unlikely anything that can rival this streetscape in the Midwest, and the only way to really get a flavor for it is to take a tour. Off here to the right, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Theodore Luther, the sheriff. Then you have the butcher shop. Of course, right next door, this is where you get the shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Then right around the corner, you have the printing shop. There's even a printing press from the turn of the century here. Blacksmith, of course, right across the street, and everybody needed one of those. And then the seamstress, the dressmaker, dress shop right in here, all lovingly reproduced, and this is barely a snippet of what you'll see.
30 street facades in all, and the town's builders did their homework, poring over old photographs to create the urban gallery. And now that it's finished, someone needs to see it.
Not enough people know about it, you're right. Not even the people in Shelbyville.
Perhaps the word will spread from this street to that street. 17-year-old Amanda Crouch walks the old streets often.
My favorite room that I noticed is, I think, the schoolhouse. I really like the whole setup and how they did that. It just looks so much like the schoolhouse would look like.
And that's the idea. One built from simple inspiration and perhaps a longing for an urban innocence lost long ago.
I like the whole thing. This is my playhouse.
Where the streets are safe, the people are friendly, and the weather is always nice. Chris Profit, Down Home, Indiana.
And they say that playhouse where the weather is always nice does have a little bit of the feel of old-time Shelbyville, right from down to the street names and turn-of-the-century knickknacks.
You know, a lot of stuff happening out here at the Shelby County Fair now. It's really picking up, a lot more people coming out. And coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you about what's happening in Shelbyville today, as well as the Peyton Manning watch. He's not signed yet. The Colts are reporting tonight. We'll tell you all about that as well.
And we are working our way through the game stands. We got a little something to show for it. We'll be right back with more. Welcome to Shelbyville and the Shelby County Fair, our 5th and final stop on the 1998 summer bus tour. We're out here in the midst of things at the fair. We got our gorilla here, our lemon shake up here. We're pretty much in fair heaven.
Yeah,
we're
doing okay.
Good evening. I'm Ann Ryder.
And I'm John Stair. It's too bad it's coming to an end. I'll tell you, the bus tour this year has been terrific. We're down to our last half hour. And we have been enjoying the hospitality of the fine folks of Shelbyville today, and we want to tell them that we appreciate it very much. And we're going to tell you more about the fair coming up, and we're also going to talk about it is picking up out here at the Shelby County Fair now. A lot of people coming out. The evening is young, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful night here at the Shelby County Fair.
And on the theory that a picture does tell 1,000 words, look at this. This is little Jonathan after his big day at the Shelby County Fair. He is not up for an interview at this particular time.
But I think Mom is.
Mom, tell me about the origin of Blue River. Everywhere we go, people talk about Blue River.
The Blue River comes right down the middle of Shelbyville and goes out towards, I don't know where it ends, somewhere out that
And there's something about the Blue River Bears.
Yeah, the Bears of Blue River was written by Charles Major, and he lived here in Shelbyville.
So there you go, a little bit of local flavor for you.
That's right. Well, the local flavor is going to be continuing all night long. There are candy apples, popcorn, God, what do you call that stuff? Cotton candy? You know, cotton candy. I'm a little bit intoxicated by the smells of everything that are around here. It looks like it's going to be a great night, and people are out here to enjoy it.
We're back with much more from Shelbyville and the Shelby County Fair right after this. Well, you find a lot more than rides and food out here at the fair. You know, quilting is an art, and it is an art not lost on one group of very dedicated people out here. The Shelby County Historical Quilt Guild was formed 15 years ago. It evolved from a class on quilting. Well, now the membership is up to 22 people, and the quilts are more than just beautiful. The members, in fact, are raffling off a quilt tonight to raise money for the repair of the Grover Museum. And the group also made 100 quilts for the Ronald McDonald House in Indianapolis, which, of course, assists Riley Hospital for Children and the people who have sick children.
I've seen some of those quilts at the Ronald McDonald House, and they help make it a more homey place. So that's a terrific thing that those folks are doing. And we want to remind you that we're going to be talking with the people who live here in Shelby County tonight. We're going to have a 13 Listens Town Hall meeting at the 40 and 8 building right here at the fairgrounds. It begins tonight at 7 o'clock, and if you live in this area, we invite you to come on out. Tell us about your town. Tell us the good things, the bad things, and everything in between.
Well, this is the 150th anniversary of the Shelby County Fair. We'll have much more from here as our 13 Listens bus tour winds down.
As we listen to the Calliope, we're going to take you to break, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Well, here we're at the super slide. Of course, I'm at the bottom. We'll just kind of watch the folks slip on down. We're going to slip into some great weather here as far as the weekend is concerned, too. We begin to see a little sun here setting for us on this Thursday anyway, so that means improvement coming before the week is over with, and it should hold on through the weekend. Here they come. Okay, and one more. All right, there's a happy dog for you. Now, let's check a look outside what's going on as far as the stats are concerned. It's fun at the fair, but the fair can also be some very serious competition, as we found out this afternoon. Sounds like an auctioneer, but this is 4-H pig judging. And as a city boy, I need help. So I'll talk with the Shelby County Fair Queen, Emily Titus.
Well, right now, farmers and 4-Hers are competing to have the best pig, and whether that be a male or a female pig. And what they want right now, they're judging on the overall appearance of the pig, and they're trying to judge what's underneath their skin so that they can produce the best pig for its meat.
Katie Douglas shows her pig in the 225-pound class and tells me what to look for.
The back needs to be flat.
and their legs need to be about maybe shoulder width apart when they walk, so they shouldn't walk with their legs in, and they need to be long, because that's where the line is.
I wonder if that description would work for me. I don't think so. Well, now I'm right in the middle of the judging pen with Tricia Fox, kind of doing a play-by-play here.
The ones he puts in the pins are the ones he likes.
Oh, he likes it?
Right.
Oh, so she's in
Right.
there.
She's,
oh, okay.
she's still in the running for first place.
I see. Oh, I got it. Well, the decisions are made. Blue ribbon awarded. And number 066 strolls off with yet another blue ribbon, determined to return for more. Well, we're going to return to the studio right now. Mark Clegg has some news for us back in Indianapolis. Mark?
All right, Bob, thanks a lot. We want to update you on the story we've been following this evening.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News. I'm Dave Calabro. We're at the Shelby County Fair on the 13 Listens bus tour. We're hanging out in the Midway, enjoying a little fun with all the kids and family.
Thank you very much, Mark. Here we are.
And here's Kaylana, and she just started to squirm. Can you say hi, sweetie?
I don't think she's going to do it.
Not in the mood.
Well, once again, we've come to the end of a bus tour. We want to thank everybody everywhere along the way. It's been a great tour this year.
Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.
And we'll see you again tonight at 11
Thanks,
for the night
Shelbyville.
beat.
Thank
Good night.
you.